The NSA and IM in a press statement stated that Dr. Seri Jamir's time on the Naga political solution and the struggle is up. The NSA and IM further stated that Jamir, by bringing about the 16-point agreement, has hampered the Naga political process. And because of Jamir, the Indo-Naga relationship has come to a different and not as expected. Dr. Seri Jamir, while reacting to NSA and IM's reaction, stated that for political benefits, it is not good to harass each other and that one should always unite with the other to bring about a good future for the Nagas. Jamir also stated that the Naga political issue is not a fractional issue and that it belongs to all the Naga people. A meeting has been convened at Dimapur Deputy Commissioner's Conference Hall to curb the illegal taxation that is going on in the district. During the meeting, the inspection team was informed to begin the checking on Saturday itself. Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services has informed the public not to consume sick and dead animals, and the public have been informed to be careful and report and also observe zero monitoring if in case an animal has been observed to be not well. The Delimitation Commission's order in Jammu and Kashmir over the parliamentary constituencies changes has come into effect from May 20. Right now, in the 90-member House in Jammu and Kashmir, 43 assembly seats have been allocated to Jammu Division and the remaining 47 seats to Kashmir Division. Hello again, you are watching Nagaland TV English News now. Let's look at the story in detail. The National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Izak Muiva, in a press release attacked Dr. Seri Jamir and stated that Jamir's time on the Naga political issue is up. The NSA and IM stated that Jamir interfering in the Naga political issue time and again is causing them a lot of inconvenience. The faction pointed out that Jamir has proven himself as a devious and cunning man several times and that he is responsible for bringing about the 16-point agreement and complicating the Naga political issue. And SCNIM further stated that the 16-point agreement led to a lot of bloodshed and killings in the state. The faction also accused Jamir of denying and barring Jawaharlal Nehru from meeting AZ Piso. And SCNIM stated that the second Indo-Naga ceasefire of 1997, which was signed to amend the mistakes of the past. It is noteworthy that the 16-point agreement paved way for the creation of present Nagaland state with only 16,000 square kilometers, while the rest of the Naga inhabited areas covering around 100,000 square kilometers was left out. And SCNIM also stated that the decision now lies in the court of the government of India whether it would go with the 16-point agreement or the framework agreement for settling the long-pending Naga political issue. The SCNIM further pointed out that the birth of numerous factions within the state is not a mistake of the Nagas. The faction accused the government of India for the rise in the phenomenon and trying to destroy Naga nationalism. Faction reiterated that frequent involvement of Jamir in the Naga political issue is only worsening the situation. And SCNIM stated that Jamir's treacherous character has been marked and would never be forgotten. The faction also accused Jamir of going against Naga people's cry for solution, not election, and forming a government in 1998. And SCNIM blamed Jamir for the present Indo-Naga relationship, stating that it would have been in a better place if Jamir did not come in the picture. Reacting to statements of NSCN-IM, veteran politician and former Chief Minister of Nagaland, Dr. Seri Jamir urged not to dwell in the past but to come forward and ponder as to what can be done to redesign the future. Seri Jamir maintained that individual harassment is not a genuine political approach, but bordering on better future is. Dr. Seri Jamir, while addressing a press conference at his residence in Mokokchung on Friday, asserted that Naga political issue is not a factional issue, but Naga issue, and not a private company, but belongs to the Nagas. Jamir also maintained that if better Nagaland is a dream, it is the time for us to bury hatred and come to a common platform and make Nagaland a strong, united, peaceful and prosperous state comparable to the other states in the country. Jamir further appealed to both the leaders of Naga political groups and civil societies not to indulge in personal and petty quarrels, but hammer out their differences and come together not just physically but also mentally and cherish the Naga values of honesty, courage, determination and endurance. The Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services has asked the general public, bakery farmers and pork consumers to keep a careful watch and adhere to the advisory by reporting death of pigs to the nearest veterinary health center for necessary sero monitoring. In an advisory issued by the Directorate to eradicate African swine fever in Nagaland, the Directorate has asked the public not to consume dead or deceased pigs. The Directorate has asked to carry out a deep burial method and subsequent sanitization in case of death of pigs. They are also asked to refrain from importing live pigs and meat for piglets for breeding purposes from outside without knowing the health status, and also refrain from buying of pork from an unknown origin. The advisory also stated that strict biosecurity measures need to be maintained in the farms. It urged the people for practice usage of footpath at the entrance of the farm and further urged all pigs to be vaccinated against classical swine fever. The Directorate also advised to avoid feeding waste, especially from hotels and other waste which may have been contaminated. As of now, the disease is contained in Pek and moderately contained in Nongleng, but the situation in Mokokchung is yet to be ascertained, satisfactorily informed a press release from the department. A meeting was called to combat alleged illegal collection of money from vehicles at check gates and other locations at Deputy Commissioner's Conference Hall in Dimapur. Notably, the meeting was chaired by SDO Civil Sadar and Zben Nguli. During the meeting, Nguli highlighted that the inspection team will carry out further necessary actions on 21st May 2022, starting from the Burma Gam area checkpost, and will submit the first inspection report to the Deputy Commissioner on or before 23rd May 2022. The Padambukri Village Council, in view of its 32nd anniversary, organized a youth talent show on 28th of May around 5:30 p.m. in the evening hours. The organizer of the program stated that the council organized this program to maintain the history for the future. The program was graced by founder director YouthNet Nagaland Hekani Jakalu. Jakalu, in her speech, stated that the other parts of the country portray Nagaland as a corrupted state. Jakalu also mentioned that there is too much of divisionism happening in Nagaland, indirectly leading to corruption and backwardness. She maintained that there is division in political lines, tribal lines, churches are divided, and there's also division due to the Naga political issue, which blur out our vision to take the state ahead. Jakalu also stated that there's no meritocracy in Nagaland and further follow favoritism and nepotism, which hampers the society and takes the society backward. Jakalu further encouraged the youth to work hard and strive for success and urged the youth to reach them out and assured them assistance.
The village council to have this program to let the world know that it is important, to let the Naga people know, to let the state know that it is important to have unity as the first priority. Now, me as a person, I've been working in the field of young people, youth development for a very long time. And many times I represent the state and the Northeast, and I go to different parts of the country. And especially when I'm in Delhi, when people hear about Nagaland, the first thing that pops out is corruption. And that really hurts me. And though it hurts me, I know that we have created this for ourselves. When we are looking everything about us, everything about Nagaland, unfortunately, there's too much divisionism happening everywhere, you know. So indirectly, it is also leading to corruption, and it is also indirectly leading to us being, you know, not progressive, but going backward and backward. Now, when we are talking about division, there's division, we know there's division on political lines, there's division on tribal lines, there's division because of Naga issue. Unfortunately, now there's division in the churches as well. So this division, what happens with this division is when we are dividing ourselves, we are fighting amongst ourselves so much that the whole vision of taking our state forward again is put in the back burner. Today in Nagaland, meritocracy has no place, and this is the biggest problem that we are facing. We know that someone is capable of doing great things. We know that someone is capable of doing good things, but we would still give it to someone else who is less capable because he or she is from our community, because he or she is from our tribe. And what happens is when we are doing this, when we are having our favoritism and our nepotism, our vision gets blurred. Like I mentioned, our vision gets blurred, and when we are doing this, we go backward and backward. And for the particular family or for the particular community, it may be a short-term gain. But what we forget is in the long run, we have diverted the system. We have diverted the talent of young people who could actually do great things for the future and for the...
A monsoon preparedness meeting was held on Friday at DC's Conference Hall, Dimapur, under the chairmanship of the Deputy Commissioner of Dimapur, Rajesh Sundararajan. Notably, during the meeting, disaster preparedness plans were discussed and emphasis was given to the need to prepare a robust disaster management plan to fight natural calamities. The DC further urged the department to identify areas that are prone to disaster. He also directed to inspect choked drains and immediately carry out repair and maintenance, and also take necessary measures to avoid any spillover during monsoon. It is to be mentioned that all the district HODs attended the meeting. The Special Assistant to the Chief Minister of Nagaland, Govisio Rio, on Friday passed away at Oking Hospital in Kohima. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Nipi Rio, through a condolence message, expressed his grief over the demise of Govisio Rio. In the letter, Rio mentioned that he had been associated with the late Govisio Rio for a long time and shared a close working relationship. Rio said Govisio's demise was a personal loss to him and his family. The Chief Minister further described late Govisio as a hard-working and sincere person who always made sure that every responsibility assigned to him was completed efficiently. Rio also mentioned that he would always remember the valuable service Govisio had rendered to him, especially during the difficult times. He further mentioned that Govisio was also the General Secretary of the NDPP, and the contributions and sacrifices he rendered for the party will always remain etched in the records of the party for all times to come. Meanwhile, Abu Mehta, advisor to Chief Minister, and the officer and staff of Chief Minister's office also conveyed condolences to the bereaved family. As torrential rainfall and landslides continue to batter Assam, a report of State Disaster Management Authority on Friday revealed that nearly 7.12 lakh people in 29 districts are reeling under the fury of floods. 4 persons, including 2 children, died on Friday after drowning in flood waters in Cachar, Lakhimpur and Nagaon districts, while taking the death toll to 14. The overall flood condition in Assam on Friday was slightly improved. However, the situation is still said to be grim in Nagaon, Hojai, Cachar and Darang districts. Notably, over 3.36 lakh people have been affected in Nagaon district alone, followed by 1.66 lakh in Cachar, 1.11 lakh in Hojai and 52,709 in Darang. Notably, hectares and hectares of croplands and 2,251 villages are still underwater. Furthermore, a total of 74,705 flood-affected people are currently lodged in 234 relief camps set up by the district administration. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday embarked on a 2-day visit to Arunachal Pradesh to attend various programs and inaugurate many development projects. Notably, he reached Arunachal Pradesh at around 11:30 a.m. and now proceeding towards Narottam Nagar in Arunachal Pradesh, Tirap district, to attend the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Ramakrishna Mission School. Earlier, he reached Dibrukar Airport, whereby he was welcomed by Dibrukar MP Rameshwar Telly. Home Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Bamang Felix. Later in the day, he will lay the foundation stone of 51-feet bronze statue of Bhagwan Parashuram at Parshuram Gant in the Lohit district of Arunachal Pradesh at around 2:30. Meanwhile, on day 2, Shah will meet with social organizations at 9:30 a.m. at Namsai town in Arunachal Pradesh and will later go for prayer at the Golden Bakora temple in the area. The Home Minister will also attend a public meeting and inaugurate various developmental projects in the Namsai area at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Furthermore, Shah will review security and development and interact with Army, ITBP, SSB, Assam Rifles, Border Road Organizations and National Highways Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited personnel at Namsai. The Delimitation Commission's order to bring about changes in assembly and parliamentary constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir has come into effect from May 20, 2022. The Delimitation Commission panel issued 2 orders, one for reservation of constituencies as per different categories and the other for resizing of constituencies. Henceforth, all the assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir would be carried out in compliance with the Commission's report. The delimitation panel allocated 6 additional assembly seats to Jammu region and 1 to Kashmir Valley, while the remaining Rajouri and Poonch have been merged with Anantnag parliamentary seat. The 90-member House in the Union Territory has now 43 assembly seats from Jammu division and 47 seats from Kashmir division. Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Saturday paid homage to former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on his 31st death anniversary at Veerabhumi in Delhi. Congress leaders P. Chidambaram and Sachin Pilot also paid tribute to Gandhi. Notably, Rajiv became India's youngest Prime Minister at the age of 40. He served as Prime Minister of India till December 2, 1989. It may be mentioned that Gandhi was assassinated by a Liberation Tigers of Tamil film suicide bomber during an election rally in Sri Perumbudur, Tamil Nadu on May 21, 1991. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot on Friday took a jibe at the Bharatiya Janata Party, stating that the BJP held a national office bearers meeting in Jaipur as they were nervous of the Congress's impact. Gehlot stated that the BJP holding a meeting in Jaipur right after the Congress Chintan Shivir at Udaipur is a sign of nervousness. The Rajasthan CM wasted no opportunity in attacking Prime Minister Modi by saying that the former holding talks via video conferencing with party leaders. The CM CM Gehlot also commented over Prime Minister Modi's statement that the BJP has to prepare for the coming 25 years is filled with pride and ego. CM Gehlot commented that earlier the BJP was talking about 50 years and now they have come down to 25 years. The CM further poked the BJP, saying that they would soon come down to 5 years. Union Health Minister Monsoon on Friday issued a direction to the National Center for Disease Control and Indian Council of Medical Research to remain vigilant on monkeypox cases in the country. The minister had directed the health officials to keep an eye on sick travelers from infected countries entering India. The minister directed officials to collect samples and send to National Institute of Virology at Pune for examination. As per sources, the UK government has begun stocking up of smallpox vaccines to fight against the monkeypox fever. Countries like Britain, Spain, Portugal, Italy, US, Sweden and Canada have reported cases of the monkeypox disease in young people that have not visited Africa even once. Scientists in Europe and North America are trying to understand how the disease, which originated in Africa, is rapidly spreading to other developed nations. The first case of Omicron subvariant BA.4 was reported in Hyderabad on Friday. The coronavirus BA.4 strain was detected during a genomic surveillance program, and the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium has confirmed the same. INSACOG subsequently held a meeting to discuss about the new subvariant. The BA.4 strain was detected in a traveler who returned to Hyderabad from South Africa, and contact tracing has begun. The man was asymptomatic during his arrival, and sample was collected on May 9. A professor at Delhi University's Hindu College, Ratan Lal, was arrested on Friday for a social media post related to the Gyanvapi Mosque case. According to police, the professor made derogatory comments about a shivling found inside Varanasi's Gyanvapi Mosque complex. It is to be mentioned that Ratan Lal was arrested under Indian Penal Code sections 153A and 295A by the Cyber Police Station of North District. Meanwhile, according to sources, the police will present Ratan Lal before a court on Saturday. The arrest comes following a complaint lodged with the Delhi Police Station against Ratan Lal by Supreme Court lawyer Vinit Jindal. The Delhi High Court on Friday decided to hear the bail plea of Umar Khalid on a daily basis from May 23 onward. Notably, the decision was taken in order to complete the hearing before the summer vacations begin. Khalid challenged the trial court order on March 24 denying him bail in the larger conspiracy of Northeast Delhi riots case. 2020 Delhi riots, or Northeast Delhi riots, took place on February 23, 2020, wherein multiple waves of bloodshed, property destruction and rioting in Northeast Delhi occurred. The Indraprastha Gas Limited has hiked the price of compressed natural gas in Delhi and adjoining areas by Rs 2 per kg with effect from Saturday. Notably, the CNG is now priced at Rs 75.61 per kg in Delhi. For Noida, Greater Noida and Ghaziabad, the CNG price has been hiked to Rs 78.17 per kilogram. It is to be mentioned that in Gurugram it will cost 83.94 per kg, the highest among all places in Delhi NCR. It may be mentioned that the IGL had increased gas prices last week too, which is in the backdrop of rising global oil and gas prices amid Russia's intervention in Ukraine. The Gujarat government has embarked on a mission to transform all religious and pilgrimage destinations into beggar-free spots. The project shall be implemented in all religious tourist places, and the standard operating procedures on how to go about with the project would be provided during a meeting scheduled next month. The state government has selected Rajbipla city as a pilot project, and all beggars have been relocated to Ren Basera. Altogether, 176 beneficiaries have been counselled in the Rajpipla pilot project, and 136 beggars have benefited from the project. The beggars shall be brought to Ren Basera, where they will be engaged according to their skills and abilities and compensated likewise. The project has a three-tier phase. During the first phase, 35 different benefits will be provided, 13 benefits in the second phase, and 13 benefits again in the third and final phase. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann on Friday announced to launch Mohala Clinic program on August 15. Notably, these clinics will be modelled on similar facilities run by the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. Mann, while chairing a meeting of senior officers in Chandigarh, remarked that his government would be fulfilling one of the major poll promises made by the Aam Aadmi Party by setting up these clinics in urban and rural areas. Meanwhile, Mann also approved the conversion of non-functional Sewa Kendras across the state into Mohala Clinics. Furthermore, CM Mann directed the Health Secretary to immediately start the process to hire services of doctors and paramedics on contract basis for the clinics. And that's all for now. Thank you for tuning in.